Yeah, let's start this session. So just yesterday we have given the basic understanding of Salesforce CRM. So I'm sharing my screen. So this is the notepad where we have discussed some of the topics or some of the terminology there. So like what is CRM and what are the CRMs available in the market and what is the current position of CRM and so what the services provided by Salesforce CRM. And we also discussed like total duration of the course. And coming to the jobs, as mentioned, we need to go with Salesforce CRM consultant in the sense they are respecting both like admin and development. So for only on the admin, there is no jobs, only on admin. Only on admin, there is no jobs. You should learn both development and administration. So before 2 years back, we used to have the jobs on administration, but that is not the scenario. So be prepared for this learning everything here, like 3 months course, including the development. Okay. So after getting the basic understanding, so let's start the things, how it works here. I mean to say, yesterday we are discussing one of the automobile thing where Audi car, right? So let's compare with the real-time scenarios and start learning the things here. So as I said, Audi car is one of the example which I'm going to take here. So if the Audi car wants to work with the Salesforce here, then what is the start point? So what actually this Audi car looks about? As I said, they need to deal with marketing, and from there, in the marketing, lead will be generated, and from there, the sales and the service, right? So they need to operate all these things. So to do this, let's think like let's Audicor choose the Salesforce here. So now how to start with the Salesforce here? So here to start with the Salesforce CRM, as you know, there is like different licenses available in the market, right? So different licenses available in the market. And different licenses in the sense before to that, there is like different editions provided by the Salesforce. If you see like Windows operating system where you are using uh, in your desktop or laptop. Here, currently I'm using Windows 12 maybe. So in this way, it is something edition, right? So these are like different Salesforce CRM provides different editions. Let's see what are the editions provided by the Salesforce CRM. Of course, this everything will be taken care by your top management. So if you work in some other company after getting a job like TCS, Infosys, or wherever, so this setup will be performed by your company, your administrator. But as a Salesforce consultant, you should understand the basic scenarios here, how it is going to be managed in the backend. So here, as we said in the same example, if this particular RD is looking to use this Salesforce CRM, then they need to know, then they need to check what are the editions available in the market. That is like unlimited, professional, and enterprise, group edition, and development. These are some of the editions available in the market. So if this particular auditor would like to purchase the Salesforce CRM software to make use of this marketing, sales, and service clouds, they need to think after first the thing whether which edition we need to take them. This is this decision taken by the management team based upon the users they require. Let's say just for your understanding here, unlimited in the sense this particular Salesforce CRM, the users who logs into the system, that means like Audi employees, the employees who works in this particular Audi company. So how many users they need to give access to this particular Salesforce CRM application. Let's say they have hundreds of users. Then based upon it, they will select this unlimited, professional, or enterprise. Just for your understanding, I mean to say unlimited in the sense there is no limitation like how any number of users you can create. Whereas for the professional, maybe like 1,000, for enterprise, maybe like 100, and group editions in the same way. And developer, I will talk about the developer later. So this is like basic thing where based upon the editions, you are going to get more logins. That means like hundreds of users. If you have unlimited users, then they go with unlimited. So based upon their business size, they will choose the editions, right? Editions is nothing but it is like which cost the company. So based upon their capability and based upon their requirement, they will choose these editions here. Then what about this developer? So this we will call it as trial edition. Trial edition. So which is used to test the Salesforce CRM, or like we are like learning the Salesforce CRM. For example, now we join like here. So if you want to learn the Salesforce CRM and if you want to create a trial instance, then we will choose this developer edition. So this developer edition where in today's class, we are going to see how to create one Salesforce account that is through this editions only, this developer edition only. We are going to choose this developer editions. Apart from developer, if you want to make any of them, any of the other, then we need to make a payment there. So for now, for our practice things and for learning the Salesforce CRM, we will use the developer. In company's perspective, I mean to say in the RD perspective, first they will start with the developer to see what are the functionalities provided in the Salesforce. Once they are satisfied with it, that means developer, it is a trial in the sense, no need to pay anything, right? They can create developer trial edition and they can start using the application with some dummy data so that they can understand what types of functionality available, and then they will convert the developer trial edition to unlimited professional or enterprise, whatever they like. That's how the editions available here. So here the other thing is by with the type of edition you have selected, there would be some user licenses. Here, the user licenses is like Salesforce. Some of the user licenses, just I am giving you for your understanding. Salesforce platform and force.com. This way, there is some licenses will be there. So what actually these licenses in the sense, what is the edition and what is the licenses? Just here, I'm making you to understand the terminology and the process to start with Salesforce here, right? So here, let's say now I have selected the developer trial edition. So now, and after that, I will create some users, right? So after creating an instance, what I can do? So I need to create some users and start using that system, that organization, which I created for the Salesforce CRM. Simply creating of Salesforce CRM will not help, right? So the administrator should create some users who works in my company so that that users logs into the system and develop some functionality or use that particular system. For that, I need to create some users. So here, after creating a user, so which user should have access to which table or which module or which cloud, sales, service, marketing, different clouds we have here. So let's say I have like 100 users in my company. So if I would like to have only 20 users for marketing and 20 for sales and remaining for service, then based upon the licenses here, I can provide that access. So if I would like to go with only marketing, if I would like only 20 users can access marketing, but not sales and service. So with this type of licenses, I can make, uh, I can provide that license to this particular, my users so that they can have access to each and every cloud here. That's what actually the licenses talks about. So here, how these licenses come? So based upon the edition you have selected, the licenses will be there. So for example, if it is like developer edition, there may be some user licenses. And if it is like unlimited, there is more number of licenses. So that is totally designed by Salesforce team. So what is this licenses and all? So you could see this information. We have like public facing documents. So where Salesforce CRM will provide some licensing guide where it will provide all the details, which is taken care by your top management. So they are the right persons who can buy the licenses and editions, right? They will decide before you enter into the company or the project, they will decide and they will assign the licenses. So this is like two ways. One is like the developer or the person who is using the Salesforce CRM to develop functionality, or in the other way, the end users. What do you mean by end users here? End users is nothing but, let's take an example of Amazon here, Amazon shopping website. So if you are trying to purchase something in the Amazon, there you are like end user there. That means the end user is nothing but who actually trying to purchase or trying to use that system. They are end users. And who are internal users here? Internal users are the actual employees of Amazon who post their like the products or the description or the price or whatever the internal things happening, right? For the Amazon. They are called internal users, and external users or the end users is nothing but who are making purchase on the particular Amazon. It's the same classification here. Based upon the licenses, we can divide the users here like internal users and external users. Internal users has different license, and external license, there is no need of licenses here for external users as the simple logic. In the Amazon website, if you want to access some Amazon no need to provide a license for you, right? So it's like end user product where we are posting something on my website. So end user can have visibility. So for the end users here, we will just give some permissions. Permissions is nothing but which data I can showcase to the customer or the end user. That we will maintain by the permissions there. So here, coming to the user, we have internal users and external users. So for your understanding in the simple term, end user is external user is nothing but end user. So this is like basic terminology and the way we are trying to start our Salesforce CRM with this type of technologies there. So internal users, so here we will provide different licenses for the internal user. Here, different licenses based upon the requirement. And coming to the end user, here we will provide the permissions. Licenses is not required, we will provide different permissions. So in the system, we are going to see how we can provide the different licenses to the internal user, how the permissions and again, everything we are going to see in our system. So this is how we can select the what are the editions and what is the user license. So now you know what is Salesforce CRM and what is CRM first. And after that, what is the booming CRM software in the market that is like Salesforce. Now RD decide to purchase the Salesforce CRM. They know like editions now. So what are the editions available? They are aware of it. So based upon their requirement, they selected any of it, right? So before to it, they want to go with the developer to check the instance. So as RD company, they can go with anything like licensing, they can purchase and do. But for now, for ourselves, as we are like learning the Salesforce CRM, we have an option to create a trial account where we can explore the Salesforce CRM and where we can learn the Salesforce CRM and where we can implement some trial applications or we can implement some functionality by using this trial edition. So everything we can manage everything from the above editions as well. But for this, we need some payment should be done for it. But for now, just for as it is like trial instance, we are going with this developer trial edition. So now just let's do how to create this trial edition. And the same you need to implement from your end. After the class, you need to create one trial edition. What are the same which I'm following here to create the Salesforce here. So that each and every day class, we are going to create one application here so that whatever the topics we are covering here, all the topics will be implemented in that application which we are going to create. In the same application, we are going to implement all the concepts which we are learning here. So by end of the course period, you are going to create one project or one application on your own. This is like parallelly, it will go like from administration to development, everything, every concept we are going to implement on the same instance which we are going to create so that on the same application, we are going to implement all our theoretical explanation there. So to do that, to start with the trial instance, then how to create a trial instance. So this actually it's required. So after this class, I would request and I would recommend to go with to create a trial instance. Why? Because from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we are start implementing the all the functionalities in this trial instance. So whatever I am doing here, that would be like your task in the coming days, whatever I am implementing here. So you should implement the same thing in your trial account. So each and every person can create a trial account. So for this creating a trial instance, the requirement is like simple, the phone number or the email ID. That's it. So so to create a trial instance, as I said, the instance URL is like developer.salesforce.com/signup. So there is another ways where directly go to the Salesforce there and go for trial. But if you go in that process, that expiry within 30 to 45 days, the Salesforce, the instance which you are going to create will expire. But if you use directly with this particular link, it is not going to expire. This will be like more than 6 months. So try to create a trial account now. So see, what is the procedure to it? Let's see that. So the URL here is developer.salesforce.com/signup. Open any of the browser. So this is the URL developer.salesforce.com/signup. This is the sign up page. You can also, as I said, remember this point, you can also directly visit to the Salesforce and you can create a trial account, but that is going to expire within 30 to 30 days, I guess, 30 or 45 days. So that is the reason you just use this URL and create your trial account. And here, this is like simple, where you're creating like Gmail. As I said now, why this trial, before to that, why we are creating this trial instance here? That means, as I said in the demo slide, there is not required to install any of the software. It is like totally cloud-based, where we are creating some account in the cloud. So that in the Salesforce CRM cloud, it is providing me some functionality which talks about sales, service, marketing, and different clouds here. So to start using this thing, I just want to create a trial account, as simple as that. So creating a trial account is simple like creating a Gmail. Let's give some use first name and last name. I will take with Yaksha IT, my institute name here, and email address. So here you need to provide some email, your Gmail. So I'm just giving my personal email ID here. And your job role, let me take the job role as whatever, that's fine, anything is fine. Let me take the administrator here. And company, like Yaksha IT, it's my company. And country or region, so let me take the India. And state, Telangana. Postal code 500072. And username. So here I would like to go with Yaksha IT 31. So you need to provide some domain here, like at the rate, whatever, ABC, XYZ, whatever. So like at the rate gmail.com, but you can give anything like at the rate IT.com or anything, that's fine. So just I'm giving it IT31, just for my reference, where I have created different file accounts for my previous batches. So for my understanding, just I'm giving extra IT31 at the rate IT31.com. So here you can give anything, ABC or your name, suresh.com as well, that's fine. So here just I agree to this thing, sign me up. So here it will process the request and it will send you an email to your mail ID. So meanwhile, let me open my mail ID here. This thing. I just logged into the system and almost there. Please check your email to verify your account. So let's wait for the my email there. Sometimes it will be in the trash or somehow. So you need to check in the spam as well. So hardly it will take 2 to 5 minutes. That depends. So in order to complete the trial account, we need to wait for the email from Salesforce. as it is taking some time. So let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll discuss like basic technology here. So here we've seen like how to create a drive instance. Of course, we are waiting for the email there. So let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll discuss the what is the technology here. So with this thing, we have created one instance of the Salesforce instance there. Instance is nothing but the developer, test, or UAT production, whatever we'll call it as environment or instance. The technology is fine. You can use anything here. So I hope you are aware of what actually the database is. Database is nothing but which is to maintain some data. So even MCA or BTech or graduation students should have this database, DBMS in your academic career. So that is the reason I just want to compare the technology with the databases here. So if you know, like in the database, we will call it as SQL Server or Oracle. We will call it as table, right? So table is nothing but it's like a combination of rows and columns where we have like different columns there. Let's say we have like account is one table maybe. So account consists of the columns as account number or account name. These are the columns. So where to maintain the data of accounts. Here it's like one is account number and account name may be Suresh. This is how the database maintains, right? Suresh and Mahesh somehow. So this is the way we maintain the data here for the account. This is like table and this is like columns and this is like records, right? This is how we maintain here. So in the Salesforce, how we use the technology here. Here the table in database in Salesforce, we will call it as object, right? You should remember it as object. And in database, we will call it as columns. And here we will call it as fields. And in database, we'll call it as records. And here we will call it as rows. So why this terminology is important? As I said, if you are like going with, even though with the fresher or 1 or 2 years of experience, you should understand the terminology. The terminology will help you, like it will caught up. So the terminology, what you are using will give you an impression that you have some knowledge on Salesforce CRM. So of course, it's the same name, table or anything is same, but you should understand the logic there. You should understand the terminology. Oh, still there is. So usually this much time it won't take, but why I'm not sure. It's a message in the spam, it seems. Yeah, you could see sometimes the message will be landed in the spam as well. So in order to avoid, you know how to do that, not spam. So from next time, whenever the Salesforce is trying to send email, then it will land in your inbox. Currently, that is the reason I said you keep an eye on the spam as well. So now from the spam, I made it as not spam. So I could see in the inbox now, welcome to Salesforce, verify your account, right? So here, thanks for signing up with Salesforce and verify account, the domain, the URL which already created by the system. So here it shows like develop.mysalesforce.com. It is common for all the users. And coming to this one, this part, HTTPS is like secure server, as you know. Yaksha IT, which created by me, Yaksha IT, and dev_ed is like development edition. That's what actually this means. And .develop.mysalesforce.com is it is like Salesforce domain. So if you're creating one trial instance here, let's say if Ashok created one account here with the name Ashok, then the URL will be ashok-dev-ed-develop.mysalesforce.com. So you need to understand each and every part here. So that's the reason I'm stressing this thing. So now my username is yaksha_it31@it31.com. So I need to use this thing, right? So to verify my account, click on this verify account. So here it shows like the password and at least 8 characters, 1 letter and 1 number. So new password. Let me give some password here. So I'm just creating password for me. So the same steps you need to follow. In which city you were born. Let's take HID, whatever. Change password. So it will prompt while clicking on the verify your account, it will prompt for the verify your password. So now you could see the system logs into your account, Yaksha IT dev 2-dev ed and development dot so on so. So this is actually the Salesforce thing. After you logged into the system, this is the interface which you could see, right? Here in the top, you could see view profile Yaksha IT 31. This is my username, which I have created. This is how you can create the Salesforce domain there. So now let's get back to here. So now let's, in the example, we are taking like Audi. So now Audi decided to Salesforce and they know about the editions and they have created one trial edition to test the application. So what is the functionality available there? And coming to this user licenses and till now we have not used this user license. And to when this user license will come into the picture, while you are trying to create users in your system. Now, as a top management, I have created one trial edition. So I have not yet added any of my employees here. So if I want to add my employees, then which license I should provide to the user, to my employee. That's where it discusses. And this internal user and external user, it will take another 8 to 9 classes to understand this thing. So these concepts, everything we are going to learn here. So before to that, so you have seen like after logging into the system, you could see some information here. So now let's discuss the interface first. Let's understand the interface here. So what actually this everything consists of. So here, if you see the screen here, this is like one cloud side symbol, the logo, which is like Salesforce cloud, Salesforce symbol it is. I mean to say the logo, sorry, not symbol, logo, Salesforce logo. So here you can set up your own logo. Let's say if the company is Audi, you can set up your own logo here. So whatever the applications you are developing, you can set up your logo here. So this screen which talks about setup. So this is like if you want to customize anything, as I said, Salesforce already consists of marketing, sales, and service different clouds there. That means you are not going to develop anything from the scratch. So already there is some functionality. If you want to customize or if you want to extend the existing functionality, then we have the concept of customization. Customization is nothing but what are the development activities we are going to do there using the Apex or whatever the code. That using that development scenario, we are extending the functionality or you are customizing the functionality. You are customizing the application. So what actually the customization here? Customization is nothing but if the client or your business would require to add more functionality to the existing, then you go with the customization. How we can achieve that customization? By using the development topics. By using this development, Apex Lightning or LWC concepts. So for now, as I said, Salesforce already has some functionality, which is like already 80 to 90% already developed. So why it is 80 to 90% in the sense, each and every company or the organization have their different work process. So to implement that work process, we have we will go with the development scenario where we can develop the things. Now let's go to the instance here. So the development activities or whatever the changes you would like to make to the front end users, everything you will do in this setup, right? This setup. So everything we used to do from here setup. So now let's understand here one by one here. So here it shows like, so this is called as app launcher. This icon, this is app launcher. This is not only for the Salesforce. Wherever you see this type of grid icon, this is called as app launcher. If you click on this app launcher, it will show you where actually the sales, service, marketing, which I am talking about, right? All these cloud applications will be seen here. So let's say service and community, marketing, CRM classics, and different, like if you click on UI, it will show you all the list of applications which is available with the Salesforce. So after purchasing the some of the edition, you could see all these applications, inbuilt application. So if you are dealing with marketing, so they should use this application. If they are going with sales, then they should use this thing in the same way. So the service. Now let's see that click on sales in order to see the sales cloud here. Click on the sales. That means it will take you to the sales cloud. That means sales application which you are seeing here. This is how we can navigate from one application to another application, right? This is how it talks about. So in the previous screen which I explained, so this is the setup page where from the app launcher, if you want to navigate to any existing applications, so you can use this app launcher to do that. So if you want to search directly here, you can also search and you can click on it. It will take you to the page where to the which application you would like to go. So, and coming to this setup, which talks about, this is like setup page. As I said, if you want to make any customizations or configuration, you are going to use the setup page, right? So this is like, as the application shows, if you go to the sales there, if you see here sales, it shows the sales, right? In the same way, this is telling about the setup of your entire system. So the home button, which you know, like home, the basic thing here. So, and the object manager is nothing but object manager will consist of the, as per the name terminology, what actually the object in the sense. That's the reason I given the terminology here. Object is nothing but table. So in Salesforce CRM, in the object, if you want to see what are the existing objects in the system, objects is nothing but table, but you should not use the name as table here. Why? Because terminology is important. So click on Object Manager. It will show you all the list of objects in the system. If you see here, like there is lot of objects. That means like tables in the database perspective. So that means already Salesforce CRM created some database and we already has some items there. So if you see more than 153 plus items already available in the system. That's what I am mentioning here. So system is already developed. That is like 80% of the system already exists. So you need to understand how to use the system. So what is the processes we have? What do you mean by processes here? So I said like automation process in the first demo class. So to implement some automation processor, so we need to understand the system. What are the different clouds available here? What cloud will which cloud has which functionality? But everything you should understand here, so that based upon the understanding, if it is required, we need to customize the system based with the concepts which we are going to learn in the development scenario. Let's say if your client approaches you asking for so and so functionality, that means first you should able to understand whether we can do it with the system out of the box functionality. What is out of the box functionality here is, so whatever the functionality already available in the system, that is nothing but the out of the box functionality. Whatever you are customizing something, that means you are writing some code, or if you are developing some extra thing, that is the customization part. So if the client approaches you, if you are in the client meeting, if the client given some user story in the sense that if the client gives some requirement, then you should able to make them understand whether this needs some customization with the Apex code or something, or you can implement with the out of the box scenarios. So that you need to understand that how you can get this information. Like throughout the course, we are going to teach you that thing. So here in the administration part, we are going to deal with all the out of the box functionalities. Just give me a second. So here in the administration thing, which shown you in the demo, here in the administration part, we are going to deal all the out of the box functionalities, which provide you what are the functionalities available in the system and how we can configure the existing system. And coming to the development, this thing, we are going to make you understand how we can customize the system. So now this is like total objects we have in the system. So at least we need to understand like what actually is objects. So as I said, there is like different sales clouds already available, like marketing, sales, and service. So already this application should use some tables or objects, right? That's what actually these objects consist of. So all these objects are used by the existing cloud applications. You can call it as business applications. Applications are sales cloud, service cloud, marketing cloud. You can name it anyway. That's fine. You can also make it as business applications or clouds. So, so here, let's discuss. Let's come back to the home screen here. And here, this profile which talks about your profile, as you, this is like same scenario where in the Gmail it will provide your basic profile details, right? This is about that. And here it shows like some notification. This notification is nothing but, so whatever the things happening here. So let's say if you created any automation process. So like one task is created, what actually the task here. So here today, just I am making you to understand the Salesforce functionality and the technology here. Nothing more than that. So here, let's say sales representative, every company has the sales representative if they are selling some product. So if one account is created in your system, the account is nothing but here, maybe the lead, one lead is created. What actually the lead? If someone showing interest on your product, then that particular lead should be informed to the sales representative. Then only the sales representative will call to that lead, right? So to make this type of functionality, we will create some automation process. So with this automation process, whenever I logged into my system, with this URL and by entering my username and password, I can see some notifications here. So that the notification here, it shows like one person is showing interested to purchase your product. So as simple as to understand, make you simple, it's like same. If you're using Android or iOS mobile, there is some notification message on top of your screen, which shows like some important message that you need to take action according to it. In the same way, this notification will help you to give some notification alert messages to your employees so that they can act accordingly based upon the notification they receive. This notification section, like it is like automated. I mean to say like this is like out of the box functionality. You are not going to do anything here. So whatever the task or whatever the automation process you are creating, that notification alert will be shown here. Not only that, so if there is any like guidance or anything, any new functionality from the Salesforce company, so this is like Salesforce product, right? Those notification also will be landed here, right? This comes to the notification thing. And here it shows like settings icon or the gearbox, whatever you call it, that's fine. Usually this is like setup. So if you want to set up your system in the sense, so currently you are in sales application here. So if you want to make any changes to your system, so where you are going to deal that thing in the setup, right? So if you are in like sales or service or whatever the other clouds, you can use the setup. And if you click on the setup, it will quickly navigate you to the setup page. That's what actually this settings icon talks about. So this like setup, which is used to navigate. What actually the service setup? Service here previously we have sales, right? So whatever the company, the main goal of main important thing for them is marketing, sales, and service. So this setup will take you to the all the functionality, but there is separate setup we have for the service. Why? Because in the service we have different things to set up, like level agreements or whatever the agreements are, entitlements, different things we have in the service. So if you click on the service setup, it will take you to the setup page where we can set up something related to the service cloud. So this will take you to the service thing. So that is like quick navigation, I could say, from the top of the screen. And there is like developer console, which you could see. So as I said, to customize something, we need to do some development activities, right? Which I explained you. So to work with the developer console, if you click on this developer console, the same page, it will open some pop-up, which you are going to write this Apex scenarios here. So that means, as I said earlier, here you no need to have any software installation. So by using this in this page itself, you can write your logic or your code, and for practice as well, no need to install anything. So you can practice your scenarios here. This is like developer console where developer while doing the development things, we are using this developer console. And here it shows like questionnaire in the sense like if you have any questions, like there is any, let's say if there is any product issues, like the product functionality is not working correctly. So you raise a ticket to the so-and-so company, right? So the product, let's say if you have an issue with Airtel, you raise a ticket to the Airtel, right? So in the same scenario, we will have some help and training here. So whatever the new things created by the Salesforce, it will automatically show some titles here. If not, if you want any support related to this your product. So let's say as per the logic, if I need to click on object manager, so it should navigate to the total list of objects, but which is not happening. That means this functionality was created by Salesforce. This is not developed by us, right? Just we created a trial, we have purchased the license and we have created a trial. And as per the functionality, if I click on this object manager, it should show the list. But if it is not happening, then that's the issue with the product, right? That's not the issue with our functionality scenario. Now, this is the issue with the uh, product of like Salesforce. Then these type of scenarios, you can raise a ticket to the Salesforce help. So here, get support. If you want to raise a ticket to the Salesforce, you can use this option there, get support. Not only with these type of things, whatever, if you develop some functionality and as per the logic, it should work, but it is not working. So whatever, it is like some customer support, which I could say. If you have any issue with the Airtel, then you are raising a complaint, right? In the same way, if you have any issues with the Salesforce product, then you can create a support request there. Not only that, we have some, the Salesforce help documents will be available here. So you can go through the documents. If still it is not able to resolve, then you can raise a ticket to the Salesforce team. That's what actually this talks about. So this is like guidance center where actually it has like different documents were provided by the Salesforce directly. So if you want, it is like something, the documents or the articles related scenario where you can go through these documents to upgrade yourself. So if Salesforce, it is like continuous process, right? The research and development team will continuously working to develop their product Salesforce. If they are going to implement any new topics or any new functionality in the coming releases, everything will be shown in this guidance center. So new documents will be posted or new articles. If you are interested to read those articles, then you can go through it. Not only that, you can also search your related things there. So this is how the guidance center works, which is like repository where it consists of all the knowledgeable documents, I could say. So here this like plus icon, which shows like global action. Global action, as the name defines, if you want to create something, like if you want to create some case record, or if you want to create any task, any contact in the system, create in the sense, simply you want to create any contact. Let's say so and so person is showing interest to purchase your product. Then without going to so and so application like sales, service, or marketing, and opening that particular object and creating the record, it's not required. Global action in the sense from here you can do that thing. Let's say new contact here, click on new contact, will directly open the contact record here. So here I can select the details and I can enter my name here. Let's take any name, Suresh, yeah, maybe. So this I will explain what actually the star and this everything. You know, like this is a mandatory field, but something which we need to understand. I will explain in that thing. So here, let's say that global action in the sense we can quickly create, now click on this Suresh. It will take you to the contact page. So see, in the sales, there is a contact. Here I have created Suresh. So it is showing the record on this particular table, like Suresh. So this is the details page. So I have created. So that means without navigating to that particular page, you can directly, I mean to say you can directly, by using this global action, it will allow you to directly select that particular information. So I mean to say you can directly create whatever the things you did based upon these global actions. We are going to see these global actions in the coming classes, how to add the new global actions and what actually about this global action in detail we are going to see. So in our this thing. So this is to favorite the things, like if you open any of the contact, if you want to make it favorite as you do for the regular thing, favorite items. So you can do the favorite items here. This is how the total actual interface of the Salesforce. So where these options will be used. And coming to these objects here. So as I said, object is stable. We have multiple objects. So as I said in the example, one account has like account number and account name. We will call it as fields, right? And data as rows. So here data, now just I created Suresh. That is nothing but one row here. So what about the fields and how to see the fields of it? Click on account. If you click on this account, it will show you the list of items here in the left side. So this talks about total object manager, like this object. To manage something of this object, we will deal this thing. Here it shows like account, that is like object name. Here it talks about fields and relationship. Here this fields and relationship is nothing but what are the fields available here. So account number, account name, I have given the same thing. Whatever the fields you are going to create, it will show here in the list. So in the general database scenario, what you will do, you will write some syntax there. Create table, table name. So let's say create table account and open the braces and account number, comma, what is the data type. And then you need to write some syntaxes there. But here, simply with your mouse clicks, you can create a table. So with your mouse clicks, you can create a field. So if you want to create a new field by using this button, click on new, it will open one window. Of course, we are going to see how to create fields and all. So you can simply create with your mouse click, mouse clicks. So the fields and everything you can create here directly. Right? This is talks about the object manager. And so what else? Like, so now the Audi has created something which talks about they have created developer instance. Now we have understanding like what actually the Salesforce CRM and what is the interface and how it looks like. So the next point, what would be there? So now we have created one Salesforce account. Now I should make my users to use this system, right? The next option is I want to add my employees to access this system. How to do that? So for that information, for everything, as I said, everything we need to do it in the setup. So if you are setting something, if you are setting up something to your system, that everything should be carried out in this setup only. So here it shows like users. So it shows like users here. It provides you all the list of users. If you click on the users here, it will show you the users list in your system. So here it shows Yaksha IT, this one 31 Yaksha IT, which is the user I have created. And there is three other users, which is like system users, this one. So this is used by the system based upon the process which we are going to create. So this we will call it as system users. This system users used by the system. Let's say there is any backend processes is running. So for that, it will automatically system trigger by using this particular system user. So we are not going to disturb this system users for any organization. So if you are going to create a trial instance after this class, you could also see these three apart from this one, which you are going to create your name and all the remaining. This is like same for what whenever you are set up in something. So this information will show the all the users list here. So we'll see like how to create. Now here we will create a new user here. So this it is like 11:50. So we'll see how to create an user here. Before to that, let me give some more information on the company's information here. So company, if you search here, like this is like, this we will call it as quick find or the search box. So whatever, if you are trying to something like if you are now you are, let's say you are new to the system. If you want to see the user things there, then simply you can type here user. So it will directly take you to the navigation users. So this is how we can work with the system and to use the navigation. Now let's say I want to see the company information, like which company using this thing. I want to set up my company information. So here you could see company information. Here it will provide you what is the organization name I have provided at time of trial, Yaksha IT. The primary contact, this is the primary contact which I have provided, and address and fiscal year. Sorry, by default it takes January. So if my financial year would be like March to April, sorry, April to May or somehow. So then I can set that thing. And newsletter and admin newsletter, this newsletter will be sent from the Salesforce team. If you want to receive, you can enable it. So whatever the details I have provided, like Indian Standard Time and whatever the details I have provided, everything is shown here. So here you could see the currency and whatever the details. So the disk space provided and everything. So as I said, there is different editions there. Based upon the editions, you could get some space there. As this is like trial and free version, I have some less space here. So but this will be used in your, while you are going with the different editions like unlimited or professional, you will get more space there. So here it talks about the edition, which I am discussing previously. We have gone with developer edition. This is how it shows your organization details. And here you see the sum of the licenses, which I am talking earlier. So based upon the developer editions, I am seeing these many licenses there. So Salesforce, external app login, Salesforce integration, Salesforce platform, and I have different licenses here. So if you are going with not with unlimited or professional, you may see some extra licenses there. So this will taken care by your admin members. You no need to bother about it, but you should understand what actually these editions and what actually this licenses here. So here like Salesforce, I have two logins, two licenses here as this is a trial. So I can only use the two licenses. So here I already used license one. That means if I want to create one more user here, then I can only create one user, nothing more than that. Why? Because there is a limitation. This is a developer instance or the trial instance where you can make use of this instance only to test to know the Salesforce CRM or to know. That's it. So that is the reason it is only allowing the two licenses for me. So to test, to check from our end, we can create one more licenses as we have to. And what actually this Salesforce platform or integration or external apps login, this is like each and every license has their own definition. That means if you are doing some integration part, let's say we have the concept of integration, right? Yesterday we have seen like we have a topic of integration which covers time. So if you are trying to integrate your Salesforce with another external system, then we should have this Salesforce integration license. So for the platform is nothing but if you are, would like to get in, send an input messages to other system or outbound messages or inbound messages. What actually outbound or inbound messages in the sense? Let's again take a simple example in the Amazon website where you are trying to purchase something. You added some debit card or credit card details. And if you click on checkout, then the request will be sent to your bank server, right? So from the Amazon, it will, if you enter the ICICI bank card, it will send a server request to the ICICI bank server, and it will get a response from the bank whether it is valid or not. That platform related. That means like one platform to another platform, like one system to another system. If you are sending or receiving the messages from them for that type of scenarios, we will go with Salesforce platform license to that particular user. That's what actually the license talks about. So here, as I said, based upon the editions, we have like different licenses here. So and permission set licenses and this everything we are going to discuss in the coming classes. So whatever the things we have, based upon this thing, this company information page will show you the all the details about the your companies. So so to create an user, as I said, go to the user, and while creating the user, we should understand some items there. So creating an user, the navigation for it is like from setup. In the top, you could see the setup, or if you are in the other page like Salesforce or Sales, you should go here and click on setup. It will take you to this particular setup page, the setup page, and from the quick find, we will call it as quick find or the search button, search bar. Here you need to type the search. You could see the users. It will show you the list of users here. From here, click on new user. So after creating a trial, the next action would be I need to create an user, right? Here we need to talk about while creating the role, what is user license and what is profile and other items. Then I will explain you like how to create this user in the coming class. So for now, it's like 11:52. The time will not sufficient for this. So I will continue this creating of new user in the coming class. Yeah, that's all from my end. Please let me know if you have any questions, or you can ping in the chat as well. Yeah, if any questions, you can ping in the WhatsApp group as well, or the this chat, or you can talk. That's fine. So if no question, that's fine. But as for the next day, I suggest you to just go to the this video. This video is going to upload in the YouTube Yaksha IT channel. So they will share the YouTube link in the WhatsApp group. So make use of that YouTube link. If you are not aware how to create the trial instance, so then try to create an instance. Why? Because from tomorrow, again, we are going to create one user. After that, we are going to create some objects here and fields, and we are going to check the different data types. So whatever we are doing here, so you need to implement the same there. So that is the reason if you are like for 2 days, if you are missed this thing, then from the third day, it might be something, a panic situation for you. Like it is like Harry Berry move. So that is the reason after completion of the class, at least spend for half an hour to 40 minutes in the initial days so that you can implement the same thing. Today, like what I have done, just created a trial account. You apply the same. And whatever the navigations I have explained, just explore this thing and see the by with your mouse clicks. Then you can understand what is the functionality available there. So that you can make the system familiarize that. So just go through this the video and try to create a trial instance by tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll create an user, and the same you need to reproduce on your in your trial account. This is how it works, and throughout the 3 months you need to practice the same so that you will be no need to wait again for 3 more months to prepare. After completion of the class, you are able to attend for the interviews. Why? Because here with this functionality, we are going to implement one project, minimum one small project here, where we are implementing all our concepts in this application itself. That means that builds you, that creates you some real-time experience for you. So there is no embarrassing situation after you are entering into some organization. That means it will help you to complete your jobs without any hesitation as you are completing some application here, as you are trying to build some application on your own, that will build your confidence. So try to go through the document, go through the video and try to create a trial instance by today. And from tomorrow, we'll proceed with the different paths and the different functionality here. Yeah, that's it from my end. So as I said, please feel free to ping in WhatsApp group as well if you have any questions there. Thank you all.